Yes, you read that title right. I like the Walther PDP-F more than the Walther PDP. Stick around and let's talk about why I think it's a drastic improvement. Hey everybody, Randy Reviews It here. So if you've been on the channel a while, you can see that I had kind of a frustrating experience with the Walther PDP. I kept really thinking the gun was great, and when I'd take it to the range, I would get disappointed because of one, how snappy it was. The grip just didn't feel right sometimes, like there's too much of a comb on the back, I guess, for my hand. And overall, I just wasn't thrilled with it. So fast forward to the summer where I went out to GunCon, and one of the booths there was Walther. And so I was like, all right, let's see what they got and give things a try. And they had their steel frames out there, which shoot great, but they're expensive, and you probably wouldn't want to carry it. But the thing that I really wanted to try was this, a Walther PDP-F. So the Walther PDP-F was kind of designed with female shooters in mind. So you're wondering what's so good about it that I think is better. Well, there's a few things and we want to get into it. But overall, my impression shooting it at GunCon made me come back and say, I got to pick one of these up. And the Walther reps both carried these, supposedly. So let's walk through. First, what's changed? How does it perform? Is it enough? And then, is this intentional on things? So, what's changed? So, one of the two noticeable features, the grip has definitely changed, the angle on it. I feel like I have pretty big hands, but I can get on this gun and get under and have that little lip here connected with my pinky really, really well. And then the other thing that's changed is the slide's been lightened. So internally there's been some slide lightening things, as well as the recoil system. So this has a completely different recoil system than the PDP, and I think they figured out what was going on with the PDP and said, hey, let's improve this. To me, this seems like the PDP 2.0. And I know ZR Tactical still makes recoil stuff for this in case Walther didn't spring their pistol right. But overall, I think this pistol is sprung from the factory much better than the PDP, where if you get a PDP, pretty much everyone says you got to buy a ZR Tactical 15-pound spring instead of the 18-pound that it comes with, because that's what makes it snappy. So let's talk about how does it perform. This gun shoots better than the PDP for me, hands down. This is a 3.5 inch, and I control it better than my 5-inch Walther PDP that I've shot before. So it controls very, very well. it feels better than the PDP. Like I said, the grip being the way it is, it was designed for women shooters so that they would have a shorter length of pull, their trigger. So I can easily get to the trigger. You know, I'm like past first knuckle almost if I really want to get in there. Do whatever you want with that joke. But overall, the grip, we still get that really good PDP texture, but we get, I think, a better angle on things instead of that over-pronounced round part that I don't have. Like, are you missing this much, like, this area on your hand to hold one of those? I don't really get it. My buddy Tactical Santi shoots them. I don't know necessarily how or why, but he's done well with them. So I think the grip's gotten a lot better on this, and I would say that if they would make this into the full size, I'd be even more interested in buying a PDP full size. It still takes the same optics plates too, so even though it's the smaller F series, any of the optic plates that are out for like the version 2 PDP, take it. On this one, we have the Ford control designs because I wasn't going to wait on Walther for another like 6 to 8 weeks or whatever it takes. So you usually end up, even though they say they give you a free plate, it's a long wait. So that's where I just bought one. I got the Olight O sight on here because I'm continuing to test that. It's a big window. I like it. It takes the same mags too, so you could put the longer mags in, but you don't have to worry about, even though the grip profile is a lot different on this, it still takes the same mags, and it even takes like the PPQ M2 ones as well if you have those. So if you got a PPQ with the button, you can use the same mags for the PDP, which comes in a 3.5 and a 4-inch variant. So let's talk about if it's enough though to keep this gun. So I really like how this shoots. I do. But I also just bought another Hellcat Pro because I was like, man, I felt like that was a great gun. Let's try it again. And I took the Hellcat Pro and this to the range, shot them back to back over and over, alternated, shot them a different way back to back, you know, Walther first, then Hellcat first. And I think the Hellcat shot better from like a recoil standpoint even. And maybe that was just because I only have iron sights on the Hellcat, who knows. But I think the Hellcat competes with this, which there's a problem here then. The Walther PDP-F is still a lot wider and thicker than the Hellcat. So the Hellcat Pro is going to be more concealable. It doesn't have as good a trigger, that's for sure. This has a beat on the trigger. I think that the optics platform, this has a beat too because you can get RMRs on there instead of just the Shield or RMSC or whatever it is on that Hellcat one, the tinier compact dot. So you're going to be able to get a dot with a bigger window if that's what you want on this. I haven't tried this with any of the ZR tactical guide rods. I'm probably not going to buy those. But I think if you end up really liking a PDP and you have mags laying around, that this is probably an awesome thing. So overall with the PDP-F, I think this was a step in the right direction with Walther. I'd like to see them take this kind of style and expand it, you know, or potentially thin it out for a concealed carry if they could, at least the slide. But I think the PDP-F is my favorite Walther PDP that I would actually like use, because the steel frames are great, don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna carry a steel frame, and like I'm probably not gonna use it the same way. It's not gonna be my bedside or anything like this. But this PDP-F is really good. Typical Walther fashion though, the sights are terrible on it. I think they're metal actually for once. No, they feel like plastic. Yeah, so Walther PDP, the sights are still trash. You still have to wait forever for an optics plate. It doesn't shoot as soft as I would expect, but it shoots much softer than I originally thought it would, being a PDP. Overall, if you're really into Walthers and you want to carry one, check out the PDP-F. I think it's better than the PDP, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for sticking around, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, questions, whatever, I think I'm going to keep this for a while and shoot the heck out of it. I've shot it for about 2 months now, and I really want to see if it grows on me more or if it ends up going to the wayside. All right, take care. Thanks for watching.